Welcome to this Premium Explainer. Look, if you've ever opened up Facebook Ads Manager, you totally know the feeling. It's just endless buttons, toggles, flashing metrics. Honestly, it looks like the control panel of an alien spaceship. It is pure chaos. But here's the secret. To actually succeed, you need to ignore almost all of it. Today, we're going to take all that overwhelming panic and replace it with a crystal clear, highly effective mental model. So, let's jump right in.
We've got to shatter a core illusion right out of the gate. Facebook ads are absolutely not magic persuasion machines. They are matching machines. Ads don't exist to trick or mysteriously manipulate people into buying things they don't even want. All they do is match a message to an audience. And if that match is weak, well, the ad fails, no matter how genius your copywriting happens to be.
A lot of beginners look at Facebook ads as just normal social media posts with a little bit of money slapped on to boost them. But that perspective is just way too small. In reality, what you're dealing with is a comprehensive system for buying attention. Just imagine walking into the absolute busiest, most chaotic intersection of your city. Your ad is stepping right into that exact kind of noise. It doesn't win by just screaming the loudest, it wins by being systematically relevant.
So if we're operating in this incredibly crowded digital city, we have to stop and ask ourselves, what is the ad actually trying to change in the real world? We get so obsessed with dashboard metrics, right? Impressions, click-through rates, the whole shebang. But those are just indicators. If your message isn't actually changing what a human being does next in the real world, your ad might be getting seen by millions, but it's completely useless.
Think of your ad literally like a shop sign out on the sidewalk. That sign isn't the store itself, it's just a signal. As people are scrolling past at lightning speed on their phones, your ad lives in this tiny, split-second mental pause, where they ask themselves, wait, is this for me? Do I even care? Your ad is simply trying to steer that micro-decision. Are they going to walk into your store, or just keep on walking?
And context is absolutely everything here. You could write the most persuasive copy in the history of marketing, but if you offer someone an umbrella inside a perfectly dry room, they don't care if it's made of military-grade carbon fiber. They just don't need it. But offer that exact same umbrella to someone during a sudden, freezing downpour, boom, you've got a sale. The real value isn't just the product itself, it's the situational fit.
Ultimately, a winning ad comes down to fit. You need absolute alignment between three specific things. First, the person has to have a real, actual need. Second, your message has to speak directly to that need with total clarity. And third, whatever you're offering has to feel like a completely reasonable next step. When those three things lock together, it doesn't even feel like a sales pitch anymore. It just feels like an obvious solution to their problem. But getting someone to actually take that next step, that requires overcoming their natural hesitation. Your ad essentially acts as a bridge. See, the gap between where the customer is right now and what you're offering is still there, but your ad lowers their uncertainty. It answers all those hidden, quiet questions in their head. What is this? Who is this really for? And can I trust these guys? Because clarity creates confidence, and confidence is what actually gets people to cross that bridge.
All of this builds into this unbreakable psychological chain: attention, understanding, trust, action. And here's the kicker. Each link is entirely dependent on the one before it. You can grab their attention, sure, but if they don't understand what they're looking at, they'll just keep scrolling. If they get it but don't trust it, they'll hesitate. And if they trust you but the next step is confusing, they still won't act. The chain is literally only as strong as its weakest link.
This matrix right here, this is your entire mental model in miniature. It's exactly how you diagnose a failing campaign. If an ad isn't getting attention, it's just blending in. If it lacks understanding, your message is confusing. If trust is broken, you're coming off as unbelievable or sketchy. And if the action fails, your next step is just too weak. This is exactly where things break down in the real world.
Thinking this way completely changes how we judge our work. Beginners almost always judge their ads by how much sweat and tears they poured into making them. But here is the harsh reality. Facebook's platform doesn't care how many hours you spend agonizing over the copy, and your audience definitely doesn't care how long it took to edit the video. An ad is just like a key. It's not valuable because it's shiny and pretty. It's valuable because it actually opens the right lock.
Beginners usually look at launching an ad as a gamble, just throwing money at the wall to see what sticks. But a real campaign is actually a highly structured hypothesis. Think of it like turning on a flashlight in a pitch-black room. You aren't trying to magically light up the entire house all at once. You're just checking to see if your little beam of light lands exactly where you expected it to.
To actually aim that flashlight, you've got to answer three core questions. Question number one, Who is this for? I know, it sounds super obvious, but this is exactly where most beginners completely blow it, by trying to target everyone on Earth. If you don't know exactly who you're talking to, your message just pops up for people who have zero context and zero desire for what you're selling. Specificity is your absolute best friend here.
Question number 2. What are we actually saying to them? Another massive trap is trying to say absolutely everything all at once. Introducing the whole brand, listing every single feature, and trying to close a hard sale all in one tiny graphic. That is literally like shouting an entire novel at someone as they drive by on the highway at 70 miles an hour. When you cram every little detail in, the core message gets super muddy and incredibly easy to ignore.
And finally, question 3. What do we want them to do next? Asking a total stranger for way too much way too soon is just a recipe for disaster. It's like expecting one single retail employee to be the incredibly friendly greeter, the super persuasive salesperson, and the cashier all in the exact same second. Your ad only has one job. Just move that person one single, realistic step forward.
Now, keeping things simple isn't just for the humans. It really matters for the platform itself. Remember, Facebook is just a machine that's constantly trying to learn who is most likely to respond. If you try to outsmart or game the algorithm, you are going to lose. Your only job is to feed it incredibly clean signals, a specific audience, a matching message, and a clear action. Feed the machine clean info, and it's going to optimize beautifully for you. Feed it messy data, and it's just going to amplify your own confusion.
This is exactly why your campaign objective is absolutely critical. You really have to ask yourself, what behavior actually matters for my business? Take a local bridal salon, for example. If they want high-paying dress bookings, but they tell Facebook to optimize for shallow clicks, the machine is just going to find people who like looking at pretty photos of hair, but who aren't actually getting married. The salon just ends up paying for really expensive noise, all because they asked the system for the wrong kind of success.
So here is your golden rule. Good campaigns reduce confusion for both the people and the platform. For the human, your ad needs to answer, is this for me, and what the heck do I do next? And for the machine, your campaign setup answers, who is likely to respond and what exact behavior pattern are we trying to learn from? Align both of those things and your chances of success are going to absolutely skyrocket. Look at the massive transformation we've just made here. You are no longer just an overwhelmed button pusher, blindly crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. You've officially evolved into an analytical advertiser. Because you understand that critical chain of attention, understanding, trust, and action, you don't need to panic anymore when an ad fails. You just look at the data, spot the broken link in the chain, and you fix it. So, before you ever launch your very next ad, before you spend another second obsessing over your daily budget or the pixel colors, take a step back and ask yourself, is the fundamental structure of this campaign actually making sense? Are the person, the message, and the action totally aligned? You've got the mental model now. The real question is, what specific lock is your business actually trying to open, and are you absolutely positive you've built the right key to open it?